Hi, welcome, welcome. I am Coach Karen here with Watering Mouth, and I am super, super excited to be here tonight. If you are here and you can hear me, please leave me a message so that I know that you are out there and you can hear me. I am excited to talk to you tonight about our upcoming challenge. I'm super excited to answer any questions you have and to talk to you a little bit about time management and health. Time management is super important to our health, especially if you're one of those people that think you don't have time to be healthy. So I just want to quickly let you know that I'm here. I am thrilled that you have this upcoming challenge available to you starting Monday, July 13th. And all right, I see a couple of people on here. So let me know that you can hear me if you're out there. If you're watching this on replay, thank you for watching on replay. I hope that you get some great information out of this little video. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to sign up for the challenge right here in our comment section. Oh, hi, Francine. Hi, April. Thank you. You guys can hear me. That's just great. Hey, where is everybody from tonight? Let me know what part of the world you are watching from. I am in North Carolina right now. I'm in the mountains. So it's still a gorgeous, gorgeous evening here. And after this talk, I'm going to go out there and take my dog for a walk in this wonderful, wonderful weather. Real quick, I want to let you know that I want you to ask questions, right? Any questions that you have. I want to know if you are a repeat challenger. If you've done one of these challenges before, then please let me know. Tell me what your favorite thing about these challenges are. Tell me what questions you have about these challenges. Oh, April from Panama. Oh, I love it. I love it. I've never been to Panama. I would love to go to Panama. That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about your health challenges. Tell me about your time for eating. Do you feel like time gets in the way of eating healthy? Because if you do, I want you to kind of rethink things a little bit, open your mind, and I'm going to give you some great strategies, right? How do I eat healthy and not spend all day long in the kitchen? Well, one of the ways that you can do that is these challenges. So the challenges that Sherry does are amazing for time management, right? For people that really want to jump in, maybe you're super familiar with the nutritarian lifestyle. Maybe you've just read a little bit about it and interest you, or maybe you've been watching Sherry's channel for a while, watching the Watering Mouth for a while, and the recipes seem great, but you're just not quite sure how to incorporate it into your day. Well, that's exactly what these challenges will teach you to do. So they will kind of make it so easy for you to eat nutritarian. They provide everything that you need, right? They're going to provide all of the recipes that you're going to need. They provide the grocery list that you're going to need. Okay. They provide even like when you're supposed to be prepping the certain foods, right? So something like this challenge is a great time saver when you feel like you're in a time crunch. So it's open now, the registration. So I put the link right there in the comments. If you're interested in joining us, I'm going to be doing it too. I'm super excited to be doing it. I love these challenges that Sherry has. I eat super healthy. Normally, I'm plant-based. I've been this way for over 10 years. And I consider myself a pretty healthy eater. My kids would say I'm definitely crazy healthy eater. But even for me, I like to kind of get on board with these challenges and clean up my diet to the very next level, and also try new foods, right? Do you guys get into a rut? Let me know if you kind of eat the same foods over and over. And that's what I do, right? I think that it's a great key to success to just kind of systematize your eating. I eat pretty much the same breakfast, lunches every single day. I kind of switched up a little bit with dinners now and then, but doing something like this kind of opens your palate and introduces nutrients that sometimes you forget about. Sometimes you just get used to buying those same fruits, those same veggies, and doing something like this will either introduce you to some new fruits and veggies and some new recipes, or will kind of bring them back, and maybe you'll be like, oh, I miss having that. I luckily already have the challenge right here. And there are some amazing, amazing recipes. I cannot wait for some of these breakfasts. There is an amazing smoothie recipe that I am so excited to try. As a matter of fact, I know we're starting Monday, but I was thinking of going to the store tomorrow and getting some of the ingredients and like pre-trying the recipe, just because I'm so excited about it. So, yeah, so that's what I wanted to say about that. So if you want to try this Eat to Live lifestyle, if you want to kind of dive in, or like maybe you're thinking, I have that quarantine 15 that I need to be working on. So doing something like this, our previous challengers have lost between 3 and 15 pounds in these 21 days. Like, that's not even a month. That's 3 weeks, 3 to 15 pounds. That's crazy, right? Like, just imagine, what would it be like for you if by this, gosh, I guess I should get a calendar out. Let's say by August 6th, you are 15 pounds less than you are right now. What would be different? What would you think about yourself if you were 15 pounds less than you are right now? Like, I would imagine that you would think like you could basically do anything if you lost 15 pounds in 21 days, right? You would feel more vibrant. You would have more energy. You would have less brain fog, right? All of that stuff, doing a challenge like this, eating healthy, helps with that kind of stuff, with the brain fog, helps with the energy, all of that good stuff. This is going to get your taste buds like acclimated to this way of eating. This also, like, a time management skill that I have that I suggest for my clients is to try to take the decision making out of it, right? Like, when we sit there and we have to make decision over decision over decision, so many times we get exhausted and we just we get this decision fatigue. So we aren't making such great decisions, and it's taking us way longer than it would normally take. Like, have you ever gotten to the end of the evening and been like, I don't know what to make for dinner? Like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. I don't know what I want. Like, that game, like, I don't know what I want game, right? Like, this takes that all out. Like, you get to decide ahead of time for 21 days what you're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is look at your calendar and see what you need to be preparing for the next day and what you're eating that day. And it's not even what you're preparing for the next day, right? That's some of the amazingness of doing these challenges, right? It tells you every single day what you can be prepping, so that you're not spending 3 hours in the kitchen one day. You're just spending maybe 10, 15 minutes every day, but it's like the snowball effect, and it's building on it. So you have these meals with just 10 to 15 minutes a day of prep. So that's an amazing, amazing time saver. Learn the new recipes. Yes, for sure. I just wanted to make sure I hit on that. So also, no time for healthy eating. What else can we do? Well, one of the suggestions that I give my clients is to buy foods already prepped, right? Like, so sometimes we think we don't want to spend money on the prepped foods. Like, you're having company over, well, way back when we're having company over, right? And you want to put out a veggie tray. And I always have a veggie tray when I have people over. I set out hummus and I have veggies. And in my mind, I'm always like, well, it's so much cheaper. I just get the carrots. And if I bought the carrots separate and the broccoli separate, then it would be so much cheaper. But then I'm sitting there in the kitchen forever, right? Like, peeling the carrots or scrubbing them really well if I don't want to peel them, slicing the broccoli, washing the broccoli, setting out the platter. So at some point, it makes sense to buy these foods prepped. And there are so many foods now that we can buy prepped. So let me know, if you're listening, if you're watching, what are your favorite foods that you buy prepped that are major time savers for you? For me, I like to buy, whether it's my carrots already prepped. They have onions now that you just buy that are prepped, scallions that are already prepped. I do this a lot with my fruit. So if I'm doing smoothies, a lot of times I'll go ahead, and so many times, like, I make the smoothie bags or containers for the smoothies, and I freeze them anyway. So I might as well just get that frozen fruit already frozen, instead of buying it fresh, cutting it and freezing it. And to be honest with you, a lot of times the veggies and the fruit that are frozen are actually healthier for you because they're picked when they're ripe and they're flash frozen right away. So a lot of times our produce has spent weeks maybe in transit to our grocery store losing some of the nutrients. So when you're buying these frozen fruit, not only are you saving time, but maybe you're getting this produce picked at the highest nutrient point. Does that make sense? Nutrient point. Oh, hydroponic lettuces. Yes, you just chop and throw in the bowl, right? You don't have to worry so much about the washing. I buy a lot of, the lettuce is already washed. I know there was just a little bit of a recall on some of that lettuce, but that's a huge time saver, right? Or I get it in the plastic bin like this, and I don't know the name brands, but a lot of times I get those mixed greens like that. I get spinach like that. And, sometimes those mixed greens, they go bad for me if I don't use them fast enough. So I'll just, as soon as I start to see them going bad, I pop it in the freezer and then I have it for smoothies as well. So those are huge time savers for me. So many times if you buy that head of romaine, it's in there staring at you and you're not rinsing it and prepping it. So sometimes it just makes sense to spend a little bit extra and buy it already prepped for you. So that's a huge time management skill, right? It might cost you maybe $5 or $10 extra a week in groceries, but if you think long term on your health, the benefit way outweighs the cost for sure. Grocery shopping, right? Like, how can we save time grocery shopping? First and foremost, we can make sure we have a list that's all inclusive of everything that we need. So being prepped, knowing what we're going to have for the week, right? And making that list to make sure we have everything so that it's not 5 o'clock and you're not sitting down, or maybe you sit down to cook, but you're not at the stove going to cook and you realize you don't have an ingredient. Like, this pretty much almost happened to me tonight. I was making black bean soup and it calls for salsa, which is another like quick tip that I have when I make black bean soup. I use already made salsa or pico de gallo, getting it salt-free, oil-free, all that stuff. And somebody in the house has been eating salsa. And so my salsa was almost empty. Luckily, right, there was enough to make the soup. But had I not even had salsa, right, and I went to make this, it would have meant I would have had to pause it on the stove and run to the store to get the salsa or not had that for dinner. So making sure your list is all inclusive so that you only have to shop once for the week, so that you're not running out to the store 2 or 3 times a week because you've forgotten to add certain foods to your list. So, and actually, as far as the challenge is concerned, that completely is solved for you because it comes with like an amazing grocery list with a checklist of everything that you're going to need in the grocery store. And it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's it. That's all you need. So you can save a lot of time making sure that your list is prepped for the week ahead. And then if you want to save even more time on top of that, there are the grocery delivery services that are out there now. And that's something I do when I'm home in Florida, where I normally am. I have my groceries delivered to me. And up here where I am, I don't have the grocery delivery service, but the different grocery stores around me have a pickup so that I can just place my order online and I drive up, pop my trunk, and they put the groceries in there and I go home. So I'm able to stop there as I'm getting my kids or maybe running a different errand, and major time management, major time saver, not time management. So I think everybody should do that grocery shopping online. I love it. Saves so much time. So make sure you're streamlining those purchases, right? Make the list once, shop once. We don't need to shop a million times for the same week. It just wastes tons of time. What about, that just kind of reminded me, do you ever like go to the grocery store, shop, come home, try to get everything put away, try to do all your prep in that one day, and you get all the prep done, right? Like you've chopped all your veggies, your lettuce is all washed, and then you're completely exhausted, and then you order out for dinner? Like, I can't even tell you how many friends of mine have told me this is what they do. They're like, oh, no, I always order out the day I go grocery shopping. We always order pizza that day. I'm like, what? You're ordering pizza? You just went to the grocery store. You have all this great stuff. But what happens is they kind of overwhelm themselves and maybe exhaust themselves a bit with all that grocery prep when they get home. So, that's actually, Sherry has this thing called rolling prep, where you aren't prepping hours and hours and hours any one day. So you're not exhausting yourself. Maybe Sunday, a lot of people, or I do it. I mean, I would choose Sunday to do a lot of cooking. So I might spend 3 hours in the kitchen on Sunday cooking, and then you're kind of wiped out. And so then you kind of like your brain starts to tell you, maybe I should order in tonight. So doing what this rolling prep is, which is just doing a couple of minutes of prep every day instead of cramming it all into one day where you're exhausted. So it's really breaking it down into bite-sized pieces, no pun intended, that you're able to do. It's manageable, right? And you're doing a little bit every day so that you have the meals prepped. And the thing with this, the challenge, I don't know if you guys have done the challenges before. Let me know if you're here and you're watching and you've done challenges before. Let me know if you've done them. So I know if you have, if you haven't. But if you have done them before, you know you're doing the same recipe or you're eating the same foods for 3 days, right? So it's like cooking once, eating 3 times. It's amazing. Like what else could be better for a time-saving technique? Also, as far as time, right? Everyone says time management in my health. Like I want to be healthy, but I just don't have the time for it. And something that I have my clients do, and something that I would recommend that you do too, is really you can think right now, right? What are your top 5 priorities in your life? Think about it. Is health a top 5 priority? For me, it certainly is. So health is a priority for me. My family, I have 3 kids, a husband, a dog. They are certainly my priority. You know, my extended family is a huge priority for me. So what are your top 5 priorities? Another priority for me is I'm super passionate about helping people kind of change their health outcome, right? I want to help people get healthy. I want to share about good nutrition. I want to share about mind management. That's one of my priorities. So you have your priorities, and I want you to think like, what are my top 5? Have them on a piece of paper. Then take out another piece of paper, and I want you to go through yesterday, and I want you to write down everything that you did for the day yesterday. Tell me, do those tasks that you did for the day match up to your top 5 priorities? And sometimes it will, but I'll tell you the majority of people that I know that do this exercise, they are not matching what they're doing day to day with their priorities. So if you're telling me your priority is health and you're not taking the time in your schedule and blocking out time for making sure that you're eating your healthy meals and that you have time to prep your healthy meals, then you might want to reevaluate that. Right? If you wrote what you did yesterday and you watched Netflix for 2 or 3 hours, is that on your priority list? And it might be on your priority list. Netflix, you know, no harm, no foul, right? Maybe part of your priority is enjoyment, and maybe that's where you get your enjoyment, right? But if that enjoyment is coming at the expense of another priority on your list, take a look at it, right? It's an amazing eye-opening exercise to do. So if you get one thing out of this video today, it's that. Take a look at your priorities, decide what your top priorities are, 3 to 5, and then take a look at how you spend your day and align them and see, are they in alignment with each other? Is this really how I want to be spending my time if these are my top priorities? So what else? As far as this challenge is concerned, I want to go over, if you all are familiar with the challenge, if you're not familiar with the challenge, I want to go over some of what you're getting, because maybe you don't even know what this challenge is that I'm speaking of. So if you're familiar with what I eat in a day recipes, that's kind of, right? Like that's what Sherry eats in a day. That's what Nancy eats in a day. Those are the types of foods that I eat in a day. And we've compiled foods that are nutritarian, and we've made them into a 21-day challenge. So 21 days of healthy eating, 21 days of not worrying about what you're going to be eating, making sure you're getting all the G-bombs in, those greens, beans, raw onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds, and nuts. We take that work off of your mind, right? We make sure that every single day you're hitting all of those important nutrients, all those important foods, right? To get all those nutrients. So that work's taken out for you. We have created this program. Sherry's created this program, and within this challenge, so you have a calendar. You get this great calendar that you get to see what you're eating every single day. It tells you when you're supposed to grocery shop, what you're supposed to be prepping for the day. In addition to that calendar, you have all the sets. A set is 3 days worth of food, right? So you're getting all those sets, and you're getting all the recipes. And then you're going to get a grocery list, right? So that you can shop right from the grocery list. So you will know exactly what you need to be eating to be buying for the week. Saves so much money, right? If you have a grocery list and you know exactly what you need, it's a huge, huge, huge money saver. I mean, huge, right? Because you're only buying what you're going to eat. There's no food wasting in the refrigerator. There's no excess. You're not buying maybe some of that junk food that you might typically buy that you might be tempted by. Like, you're just buying what you need. So you're saving tons of money that way. In addition to that, there's like a whole little packet that's going to tell you all about the challenge, all like some great, great tips. There's a mini lesson there on mindset, right? Mindset is everything. So learning about mindset, this is like a total bonus in there that you're going to be learning how to manage your mind a little bit. There are some great kitchen tools that Sherry recommends. Some of the tools I have that she's recommending, I love them. I totally agree with all of the ones that she recommends. Great, great, great. She has another great thing that she throws in there, and it tells you how to store different kinds of produce. That in itself, right? Like, how much money do you waste by letting your food go bad? If you knew the proper ways of storing certain foods that would last the longest, how great would that be, right? That's all included in these challenges. They have frequently asked questions. Oh, and then you have access to a Facebook group, right? So that you can ask questions. I'm on there. Nancy's on there. Like, we're all there to work together to answer questions for you. Your other nutritarian, like-minded people are on there, and you get to collaborate, and you have this great, great community. So I really, really recommend. It's in the show notes, and I also have it in that live chat. I'll put it again. But the link to go ahead and sign up, it starts on July 13th, which is Monday. So the challenge is going to be starting super soon. If you go on and you go there right now, you can buy it and download it right away. So you can be as excited as I am about some of these recipes. You can start to plan ahead, right? You do this straight for the 21 days. And what kind of weight loss do you think you'll have? What kind of health gain do you think you'll have? I know so many of us are focused on weight loss. Like, it's an easy thing to focus on, right? But what happens when you get healthy? I always tell my clients, oh, I'm not on Facebook. Can I still visit this site on this challenge on the Facebook site? Gosh, I'm not sure about that, but we will certainly answer any questions that you have about that challenge. If you have any questions come up, you can just reach out to us and we will answer them for you. We'll make sure you're taken care of. Don't worry. It's always, it's a team effort here. Our biggest goal is for everybody to be successful in this lifestyle. What was I saying? Starts Monday, but you get the information now. Great information. Yeah, I don't know, but it's out of my mind. So weight loss, right? Okay. Now I'm all back. So I always tell my clients that the weight loss is just a side effect of eating healthy. It's a great side effect, right? Losing the weight. But what else are you going to gain when you get your diet really cleaned up? You're going to gain gut health, right? Which is going to help with your brain fog. So you might be able to think a little bit clearer. Maybe you'll get some more energy. The weight maybe is going to flow off. You're certainly going to be saving money and you're going to be saving time, right? Because you have it all prepared for you. You're going to be, oh yeah, that's a good idea. It was a suggestion. If you aren't on Facebook, you can just kind of create an account just for this and then shut it down afterwards if you're interested in going on that Facebook group, for sure. That's always an idea, an option available to you. So there are so many reasons to eat healthy, and like, I don't know, it's all pros to me. There are no cons to healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. What questions do you have? I want to leave some time for you to ask any questions. about the challenge, about time management? What is your biggest struggle when it comes to eating healthy and time? Do you feel like it takes too much time to eat healthy? Do you feel like you have plenty of time to eat healthy? Maybe it's just a time management. So, no matter what your issue is, I'm always happy to talk about it, right? I'm always happy to give suggestions and kind of take a look at it, right? So much of it is your mindset, which is why this little mini mindset lesson is going to be amazing for you, right? Wrapping your brain around um, how to do this, right? All of our results in our life come from our thoughts. This is something we teach over and over and over, right? So, what are you thinking that's creating your current result? And just as a little, mini stepping stone, what do you need to be thinking to do this 21-day challenge successfully and enjoy it? What kind of thought would you need to be thinking to have that be your result? Maybe you want to lose 3 pounds. Maybe you want to lose 5 pounds. Maybe you want to lose 10 pounds. What would you have to be thinking during this challenge to get that result? So I want you to really consider, right, what your priorities are, what we talked about, your top 5 priorities, and how you're spending your time. And do they add up? Right. I want you, other takeaways from this is if you want to save time, if you want to really streamline your eating, if you want to not have to worry about what decisions you're going to make for the next 21 days, maybe you want to jump right into this eat to live lifestyle and you haven't done it yet, this is the time, right? These only come up every couple of months. This is the summer challenge, and the registration is only going on right through this week because it starts on Monday, July 13th. Nicholas. Awesome. Super, super great. So, thank you for listening. Any questions that you have, I'm going to be checking back, right? So comment on this video if you have questions and I will answer them for you. Oh, okay. That's a really good thing. My only hesitation is a 3-day vacation camping. So I always recommend doing this through. However, that being said, 3-day vacation camping, you have tons of options here, right? Like you could prepackage your food and take it with you if you have the ability. I don't know, like if it's camping, glamping, like where it is along that spectrum, right? Or it's just the 3 days. So pop those 3 days on the end of your 21 days. So do you take those 3 days where you're going camping? You put it on hold there, and then you follow as soon as you get back. So you could either pop it on, or you could just pause it right then and there and pick up when you get back. Whatever you think would be the easiest. And so sometimes you might want to pause it, but I will tell you, when you pause it, the benefit to adding it on the back end is that you're eating the recipes the same time as the rest of the group when you come back from your camping trip. Does that make sense? So that you're able to communicate with each other and really what they're eating, you're eating. It's just a little camaraderie. So for sure, if you have a camping trip, if you have something going on within these 21 days, don't let that stop you. Okay. Because first of all, this is going to be life-changing for those 21 days. Not only is this life-changing for those 21 days, you're going to have this. This is going to be yours, right? This is like a lifetime access to these recipes. So you can pull this out anytime. You could do this every month, every other month if you want to. A lot of our challengers in the past, right? They've bought multiple challenges and they just keep rotating them. They never have to worry about what's for dinner because they have their plan that they follow. Oh, good. You're eat to live currently. Awesome. Yes. And so do I, right? So I eat a very eat to live diet, day to day lifestyle. I don't really call what I do a diet. It's just who I am. It's just what I do. But I love doing these challenges just to kind of mix things up, right? Because these recipes are a little bit different than what I typically make. So I love the variety that I get from doing these. And usually, like I mentioned, usually I'll take 1 or 2 recipes and start incorporating them into my normal day-to-day eating because they're so awesome. There's a smoothie recipe on here that just looks amazing. I keep talking about it, but I am super excited. All of these recipes, really, you are going to be blown away. They are just, I don't know, it's just summer foods. I love it. So thanks so much for listening. Please make sure to go ahead and sign up before it closes for this challenge. Please make sure to put any questions that you have. I'll check back. I'll answer them. And yeah, I am here to help you with whatever you need. Reach out to me. I hope to see you on this next challenge. I hope to be sharing our thoughts together when we are doing this next week. Have an awesome, awesome Tuesday night. And take care of your health. Bye.